Hello learners, I am Dr. Laila Simon, Associate Professor from the Department of Management at the Bhopal School of Social Sciences, and today I am here to take a session on questionnaire, schedule and the much talked about case study. If you are a researcher or you ever wanted to find answers to some of the queries, I am sure this would definitely benefit you all. No exaggeration in saying that we all have prepared a questionnaire, but we might have never thought of defining it. So, what is a questionnaire? A questionnaire is a structured technique which is used for data collection and consists of a series of questions either in the form of written or verbal to be answered by the respondents. In other words, a questionnaire is accepted to be a reliable tool for gathering data from a very large, diverse, varied and a scattered social group, which means it should also have some objectives, and here are they. The main objectives of the questionnaires are to translate the information required into a set of specific questions so that the respondents can respond, to motivate and encourage the respondents to become actively involved in the interview, to cooperate and to complete the interview, to have content which will minimize response errors. Let us also identify the characteristics for a good questionnaire. A good questionnaire should have the following characteristics. Questionnaire should deal with important or significant topic. It should create interest among the respondents. It should seek those data which cannot be obtained directly from the other sources. Its significance should be carefully stated on the cover page. It should be short as possible but comprehensive. Important terms needs to be clarified so that the directions are very clear to the respondents. It should be represented in a good psychological order proceeding from the general to the most specific responses. Questions with double negatives should be avoided. One must also avoid putting two questions as one. Questions should seek to obtain only one specific information, or else there can be chances of missing some important information. It should avoid annoying or embarrassing questions. It should be designed to collect information which can be used subsequently for data analysis. So, on the basis of the question content, we can categorize the questionnaires as unstructured or structured. Unstructured questions are those which have an open end, wherein the respondents can put up their own feelings, and there are different methods like the thematic appreciation method, the word associate, the sentence or the story or the picture completion methods. Moving on to the structured, which is a closed ended. There you have either the dichomonotus or two category where you have yes or no answers. You can have a multiple choice or you can have scale questions. If we go by the method in which the questionnaire is done, then we have a self-administered one and an interview administered one. In a self-administered one, it can be through postal or delivery and collection of questionnaires. In the interview administered method would be telephonic administration or maybe a proper structured questionnaire. Well, let us understand the design process of a questionnaire. Convert the research objectives into the information that is needed. Then, method of administering the questionnaire needs to be mentioned. Then, content of the questions, motivate the respondents to answer, determine the types of questions that needs to be used. Question design criteria needs to be followed, determine the questionnaire structure, physical presentation of the questionnaire is very important, pilots testing the questionnaire if there is a need has to be taken up, and finally administering the questionnaire. To design a meaningful questionnaire, keep in mind the following tips, which can otherwise be known as the essentials for a good questionnaire. The opening question should be such that to arouse the interest of the respondents, it should be short and simple and specific. Question should proceed in a logical sequence, moving from the easy ones to a more difficult ones. Avoid technical terms and vague expressions that can create wrong interpretations. Questions may be dichotomous, like yes or no answers, multiple choice where there are alternate answers listed, or an open-ended one. There could be some control questions in the questionnaire which will indicate the reliability of the respondent. Say for example, if you want to study a type of digital platforms that are used by different respondents. So, your control question can be how frequently do you use a digital platform, so that you understand the reliability of the person who is giving you the answers. They can always be provisions of do not know, no preference, maybe, etc. A brief description on how to fill the questionnaire should always be mentioned in the questionnaire itself. Warnings: avoid questions that put strain on the memory or intellect of the respondents, or the questions related to the personal character, their sentiments, their wealth, etc. Now, what is a schedule? A schedule is a performer which contains a list of questions filled by the research workers or enumerators especially appointed for the purpose of data collection. These appointed enumerators go to the informants with the schedule and ask them the questions from the given set in a sequence, and then they record the replies. Both questionnaires and schedules are methods of data collection, and there is much resemblance in the nature of these two methods. And this fact has made researchers to think that both these methods are same, but technically there is a difference. To make it more clear, let me differentiate the two. I am going to differentiate the questionnaires with the schedules on a following basis. Mode of operation. Questionnaires are generally sent through mails and has no further assistance from the sender or for filling, whereas schedules is filled by the enumerators or the research workers. On the basis of cost, questionnaires are very cheap, but on the other hand, schedules are very costly affair, because you need to have field workers who will go to the field and record the response of the respondents. On the basis of chance of non-response, you find the questionnaire where most of the time have lot of non-responses. The chances are very high in the case of a questionnaire, but in the case of a schedule, it is very low. How about the literacy of the respondents? Questionnaires can be filled only by the respondents who are educative and are willing to fill. On the other hand, the schedules can be taken up from any illiterate people as well. How about timeliness? Questionnaires is a very slow method. You know why? Because the respondents take their own time for filling the questions. But schedule, the information can be collected well in time. How about the personal contact? There is no personal contact with the respondent in the case of a questionnaire, whereas in the case of schedules, there is a direct contact with the respondents. Considering the SAM representative distribution, questionnaires can be from a very wider range of distribution, whereas it is a major limitation of schedule. Schedules, it is very difficult to collect the sample from a wider area. About the accuracy of the collected data, in a questionnaire there are greater chances of incomplete and wrong information, but in case of schedule, information is relatively more accurate and complete. Depending on the effectiveness of the information received, the questionnaire will depend on the quality of the questionnaire that has been taken up. However, for schedule, it will depend on the honesty and the competence of the enumerator who actually has penned down all the responses from the respondents. On the basis of the observation questionnaires, we can't observe the respondents, their feelings, their thoughts and nothing. But on the other hand, in case of a schedule, we can always look at the person, the feelings, and hence we can get connected with the thought process. Identity of the respondent? Well, in case of questionnaire, it is never clear as to who has replied and responded to the questions. But in the case of the schedule, it is always clear as the respondents is always known. Now, let us learn what is a case study. Before that, let us discuss the two words separately. What is a case? A case is a collection of information about a person, a company, maybe an incident or any problem. And what is a study? A detailed study or investigation or an analysis of a given subject or maybe that of a situation. So, a case study is a process or record of development of a situation or maybe an individual over a certain period of time. It is very popular form of qualitative analysis and involves a complete observation of a social unit. Unit being maybe a person, a family, an institution, a cultural group or even an entire community. Thus, the objective of the case study method is to locate the factors that account for the behavioral patterns of the given units as an integrated totality. So, a case study is a strategy of doing research which involves an empirical investigation of a particular contemporary phenomenon with its real life context using multiple sources of evidence. Also, it is a systematic inquiry into an event or a set of related events which aims to describe and explain the phenomenon of interest. While designing the case study, keep in mind the following. What is the phenomenon being studied? Define the case. What are the boundaries? What are the research questions? Who are the key players? What are the key social, economic, ecological, political factors? And now, why a case study research? The case study method is most flexible of the research designs and is particularly useful in researching issues related to sustainability and institutional systems. It incorporates a number of data gathering strategies like document analysis, surveys, participant or non-participant observations and even participatory or action researches. So, today I am going to share with you in this session 4 different types of case studies: illustrative case studies, exploratory or pilot case studies, cumulative case studies and critical instance case studies. Illustrative case studies. These are primarily descriptive studies. These aim to explain to the reader a particular situation, a phenomenon or event. It describes the problem and provides an existing solution. In other words, an illustrative case study serves primarily to make the unfamiliar familiar and to give readers a common language about the topic in question. Exploratory case studies. These are condensed case studies performed before implementing a large scale investigation. That is, It is used to prepare information before a main investigation. So, the basic help is to identify the research questions and set a suitable scale for measurement prior to the main investigation. Cumulative case studies. These serve to aggregate information from several ideas. So, basically it serves to summarize the information collected from different sources in different periods of time. And the main objective is that it is used to analyze previously collected information to generalize the past investigators in order to avoid spending time and cost to repeat the investigation over and over again. Critical instance case studies. This method is useful for determining causes and consequences. Its main idea is to investigate one or more sources to investigate a situation with unique interest and with almost no interest to generalizability. It is also good for questioning a universal assertion. Hopefully, you might have understood what are the different types of case studies. Let us look at what are the advantages of these case studies. Good source of ideas about behavior. It is a good opportunity for innovation, good method to study rare phenomena, good method to challenge theoretical assumptions, good alternative or complement to the group focus of psychology. On the other hand, it has some disadvantages also, like it limits information coverage. Instructors needs to develop techniques to manage the discussion. It requires more preparation time from the instructors. Time to adjust the case study learning by the students becomes difficult. There are few other case studies as well, like individual case study, set of individual case study, community studies, intrinsic case study, instrumental case study, social group studies, studies on organizations and institutions. Studies can also be done on processions, events, roles and relationship. Thank you so much for listening, and I am hopeful that you are now aware with the basics of what is a questionnaire, a schedule and the different methods in case study. Thank you once again.